Okay. Let's see. Brody, please unmute.
Um,
Philip, guys. Philip.
yeah,
There's no one over here. Let's see. Instagram, how we doing, guys? Good day, good day.
we're fine.
That's a bit English for my part. Still at 0. What about you, Taylor? How much you got connected over there?
I just got a few, like 5 people.
Brody?
I got 8.
Okay, I can't see mine for some reason. Yeah, for some reason I can't see mine. Let's see if I go live.
I'm not feeling very
There we
good.
go.
But we're here.
0 right now. Okay. Okay, guys, welcome to Patriot Talk Show, episode 2. It was supposed, yeah. So we're on day, we're on time. Welcome back. Hope you guys had an amazing New Year's. I don't know why I had in my mind Thanksgiving. Maybe it's because my favorite holiday. But yes, I hope you guys had an amazing New Year's. That this year is full of blessings, full of amazing stuff, blessed by God, and that all your dreams come true. So we are here as always. Daniel, your host, Taylor, your co-host, and Brody, your second co-host. And Brody is a bit out of shape today. He woke up as 15 minutes ago. So
Not feeling the best either. So my voice cracks, people. Don't
yeah.
spam the comments about it.
Yeah. So we are here today. We wanted to Brody hit us up on our topics today.
Okay, topics today is why the United States is a Christian-based country, why communism does not work, why communism and Marxism don't work, and what were the other two? Let me go check.
The other two were why the United States is a Christian-based country and why the left wants the southern border open.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Okay. So let's just wait a bit more. I hope you guys like the intro. I spent all night working on that stuff. So a lot of people are asking, I'm gonna do this in Spanish real quick. Los vivos no pueden tener traducción, pero cuando los vaya, si va a mi YouTube, que es Life, Liberty and Kids, pueden ir ahí y pueden encontrar el vivo con captions. Si aprieta la ruedita y aprieta ahí captions, auto-generated, y ahí puede ir y poner los captions en español. Así que disculpa, pero es que realmente no podemos hacer nada y estamos en vivo. Pero si va a YouTube, ahí sí puede verlo con captions. Así que muchísimas gracias por estar conectada. Okay. So we are here back. I just talked that in Spanish. Hope you guys weren't laughing behind my back because I was connected into Instagram. So
no hablo español, señor.
Okay.
No hablo español.
So since there are more people connected now, let's just watch the intro because I think no one watched it. So let's just see it. Why don't we do a quick poll and see the people who are connected, which intro do you guys like the most? If you put in A, it's for the first one. If you put in B, it's for the second one. So let's see, guys.
I personally like the first one. You know, that's just me though. One man's opinion right here.
Me too. I like the first one was good. What about you, Brody?
I like the second one personally a little bit better.
Yeah, it looks a bit more Discovery. You know, more like metallic, more rustic. So it looks good. Okay, so why don't we start off? Let's see. Why don't we just start off? The first one was why Marxism doesn't work, I think, right?
Yeah. I like to go first in this. This is kind of like my specialty.
Okay.
But communism and Marxism very similar because communism is a government system. Marxism is a theory. They don't work because at the human core, our brain, the whole deal about communism is combined resources that the government distributes and the government shares. And we all share, there's no classes. It's a classless system, unlike capitalism where you have classes and there's no private sector. All businesses owned and controlled by groups or the government, not people, not private shareholders. So and that the root of humans, we don't like to share, right? No one likes to share. It's the base of our humans. So that's no one reason why communism won't work. Because if we were to establish a communist country, then we have a dictator put in power. The dictator is going to want to oppress and hold to become richer and richer. So then the people get oppressed, and we've seen multiple examples of this, such as China, like with Mao Zedong, or Soviet Union with the founding with Lenin and Trotsky, and then with Stalin going on, and the whole continuation of the Soviet Union. But we also see this in Cuba with Castro, and Venezuela with Eduardo. There's multiple instances that show Marxism and communism won't work. And just a little funny comment. So on my video about socialism the other day and about Lenin, some guy in the comments was really shocked that I said that Lenin was a socialist and a Marxist, but he co-founded the Soviet Union, which was a socialist society, and they were socialist and Marxist, and he was a self-proclaimed Marxist himself. And the whole deal going on to socialism, why it's bad and we don't want it, is Lenin even said it himself. The end goal of socialism is to turn to communism. You can look it up, can quote saying that himself, that the end goal of that is. So that's, if you can see that in the Soviet Union, it was supposed to be socialist. You can even say it says USSR, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, but the Soviet Union was more of a communist Marxist state than it was socialist.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that, Marxism, socialism, communism, they all have one thing in common. I always go by my religious part. I'm a real Christian man, I would say. They all have one thing in common. They all centralize government and take God out of the equation.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can't have government that protects the liberties of the people without God. So you can't be able to have a free society. You can't have a society where everyone has the same opportunities when that government is wanting to be the God. And it can't be, because God is who gives us our rights. And the only way to acknowledge that is believing in a creator. So all these ideologies, all these systems that have killed more than 150 million people in the world have one thing in common. That is that they are anti-religious, they are anti-God, and they are pro-centralized government.
Yeah, and that's all three of them have. And so is Leninism as well. They all four of them have that in common.
All these stuff. For example, when you look at capitalism is such a flourished society, as republics and stuff like that are good because they have at the center of their power, they have God. And they acknowledge that the only one who can control the lives of the people, that gives them and takes away their rights and their opportunities and stuff like that, is God. And so communism says, no, I'm God, I'm the one, I'm the only, I'm the just, I'm the creator of all, I'm the magnificent. And that isn't true. When you look back when the Pilgrims first arrived up north, they actually, something really important was they tried with Bradford. They tried socialism, and it was horrible. The majority of them died. Why? Because everyone liked it. I don't have to work. I can get free. But other people who actually did work, who were people who had values, who were religious people, who worked, who gave that work for their family and for other people, they were saying, wait, why is it that I'm working, but my neighbor isn't working, is getting all my food? And so everyone stopped working, and the majority of them died. But then when Bradford said, hey, let's change this around, and said, hey, we are going to now be something capitalist, a republic. And in 2 years, they started exporting goods from up north. And it was something really important. And it's a good testimony for those who say, no, not in every country communism is good, but in the United States, it's going to be amazing. Well, they already tried it here before the United States was created, of course, but they did try it here in America. Didn't go that good. And it's going to be the same results anywhere in the world because they're planting the same seed. It's like I say, when you plant the seed of this nation, which is that there is a center, that God is the center of government, and that God is the Almighty, all just, gives us our rights, then you're gonna have an amazing nation just like the United States of America.
I like to quote someone you said. So communism, socialism, Marxism. So there's a distinction. A lot of people think Marxism and Leninism, they're just theories. They're not actual government systems like communism and socialism are. But Marxism and Leninism have very similar things to communism. They're basically the same thing, very similar. But they, like you said, they do promote, because if everything is distributed equally, there's going to be some people, because capitalism, if you don't work and you don't put any effort, you fall behind. In capitalism, if you work, you get higher up. You get higher up and you get more money, right? That's why the United States is the richest country in the world. That's why we're the most prosperous country in the world, is because we have this thing called the American Dream, which installs work ethic in people, and people work. And that's why the United States average median income is the like fourth highest in the world. That's why every communist state isn't very rich, and they're not very prosperous as the democratic or capitalist countries, not democratic, capitalist country peers. And and like you said, people can be lazy. I think communism also promotes laziness, because if you don't do any work, you just get stuff given to you by the government, which just promotes laziness, and you don't have to do any work for it.
Exactly. Quick thing, Officer Sanders, who is connected through YouTube. Quick question. So do you believe this country should be socialist or capitalist? And I also saw that the only good socialist country was post-Weimar Germany. So if you want, and just answer that quick question. If you want, I can bring you up real quick, and we can debate on that thing.
No, yeah, I definitely love to debate that guy. I mean, I've seen some of his comments. They're out of pocket, totally out of pocket.
Too.
And I honestly think there are some right wing.
If you just keep their disgusting stuff, and I can put you in a timeout real
also, quick. You said post Weimar Germany, so that'd be like after World War II. I don't think that was socialist at all, because if you look at the historical standpoint, Germany after World War I was like the poorest country on planet Earth. The Treaty of Versailles put restrictions on their military. Their economy was capped. There was multiple things that basically was basically capping their economy. And if they had some sort of socialism, it obviously didn't work very well. And I don't know how you could say that it worked very well when their economy was probably the lowest in all of Europe, in all of America. It was probably the lowest at that point in the world. It was like their dollar, I can't remember what it was called, was basically worthless. Their economy was completely shot after World War I. The rise of fascism with the Nazi Party was the one who kind of brought their economy back. I'm no support of fascism, but the fascists were basically the ones who brought the country back. So
so there is are you gonna address it?
Which one, the fighter or Officer Sanders?
No, fighter. I mean, I think Officer Sanders doesn't want to come up here because he knows
kind of looks like what he knows what it's talking about.
But fighter, Officer Sanders does not know what he's talking about whatsoever. But fighter, trans people have rights. I hope you know that everybody has rights.
Everyone in this country has rights. It doesn't matter how you think.
The only right that they don't necessarily, but the only right they don't have, which is I wouldn't go that far. But if you're gonna be a man and then go be a woman and play in a woman's sport and beat everybody, that is disgusting.
I think that's just called you're being a bitch.
No bad words.
Not wrong.
But so I'm gonna put in the link, Officer Sanders. Just go ahead, hop in. Please, no one else touching that link, fighter. I'll let you know if you can come in or not.
The truth's got to be told. Truth hurts, people. Truth hurts. So
that Life, Liberty, and Kids. Touch on there, Officer Sanders. Hop in there. And let's see what you think. Because he says by post Weimar, I meant when a great painter was in charge. So, I still don't think socialism worked at that point, because if you look post World War I era Germany, they were like probably the poorest country on earth. So that just even furthers my point that socialism is not going to work. Yeah, Officer Sanders, just come up. And let's say hi. Let's see what you got to think. Let's see. But yeah, I think that it's very important that I don't know what he means. Watch American history and take a red pill. I don't know what he means by that, but yeah, sure. I put Brody backstage because he's out of camera right now. So
Is that he thinks that we're like brainwashed or something like that?
Oh yeah. By the way, Jack, he asked for a definition of socialism, and we have already gone over this, Jack. It's an economic philosophy. It's social systems characterized by social ownership, not private ownership, social ownership.
So there's no class essentially. It's a classless society which the government distributes means and the groups in the government own means of production. So there's no private classes. There's no private equity. Like people, I can't go buy land under a social society. The government owns that. They control that. They distribute it so it's equal. But like we've said, socialism does not work. It's been tried. It doesn't work because at the human base, we don't like to share with people. No one does. That's why every time a dictator gets in power, like Stalin, he likes to become rich. He just does whatever he wants.
exactly.
That's the problem. Whenever you get socialist, you invest so much power into one person that this person at any point could go tyrannical, and then just like Stalin did, and with killing like 60 million Ukrainians, putting people in the gulag. You can become tyrannical and kill millions of people, or you could be like Mao Zedong with the Great Leap Forward, industrializing China and killing over 100 million people.
Yeah.
Hey, so Jack, so one of my friends, his name is Jack. He would like to join. I would send him to your to. How would I get him to join?
I'll continue a link.
Yeah. Wait, can you just go to Daniel Frere's account and then on Instagram, right? You have a link on your Instagram?
Yeah. No, just hop into my Instagram. I'll put in the link.
Yeah, so hop into his Instagram, Jack,
Daniel
and he'll give you the link.
Ferrer 2011. I'll give you the link. But yeah. So socialism, just going back to that real quick. Socialism, what it means is like Brody said, no class, and Taylor also said it, no class. It's a class society, because the problem is when you look at Cuba, they say, no, we're going to take from the rich and give to the poor, so everyone's equal. But what they do is take from the rich, don't give it to the poor, give it to themselves, and everyone stays poor. So, and those who do know what's the danger of it and flee before just get richer and richer, because they know, hey, that society is not good for me and my family. So we're going to move out of this country and do that. And that's why we don't want socialism here, because it's going to destroy this country. And if it destroys this country, there's nowhere else to go.
What a lot of also about you said it, whenever you have people equal, like down to the monetary level, guess who has the most power now? The central government. And like I said, it takes not much for a central government that has the entire monetary and geographical control of a country to turn tyrannical.
Exactly.
Like the Soviet Union, they were proposed socialism at first when the Bolshevik Revolution happened, and then they turned communist when with Lenin and Stalin. And then if you look at the people, they were oppressed for over 80 years. So yeah, it doesn't take much.
Well, I don't know if it's yeah, Officer Sanders. Unless you can prove that, I don't think.
What do you say?
True. That Netanyahu just got shot. Well,
Benjamin Netanyahu got shot.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about conspiracy theories or late news. So sorry, guys.
If you can prove it to me, I'll be surprised. But I'm pretty sure.
Sanders, you got to go with just time out real quick, because you're talking a bit of stuff you shouldn't be talking.
You're fired.
Hey, but you gotta let people say what they want, right, man? I mean, just because we disagree with it, you can't like time out people. That's just my opinion. Because
but no conspiracy theories here, please.
I mean, hey, you come on. Tell them you can come on one of my live streams. We can debate conspiracy theory, because I do like a good conspiracy theory.
Well, he's on timeout from the chat, so he's still watching the live.
Womp womp.
Yeah, womp womp. Okay, Tyler. So I put the link in there, guys. Only for Jack, Taylor's friend, to touch that link and get in here.
If you do, you'll be kicking you out.
We will be banning you. You will be banned.
Mods ban him.
Well,
is Jack in your live, by the way?
I can't see him. So what is his username?
It's just Pioneer Jack.
Pioneer Jack. No, I don't see anything by Pioneer Jack.
I don't even think he's watching my live anymore. Oh no, he is. He is. Jack, go to Daniel's account and then
Or I can give it to you. Just do this easier.
I can't find his live.
It's in the private chat.
Okay.
But yeah, let's go to the next topic before we run out of time. Rody.
Yes.
The next topic, please.
All right. Next topic is why America is a Christian-based country. I'll have Daniel start off with this one.
Yeah, you guys know I wouldn't say an expert, but I like to talk about a lot about this one. So, when you look into the founding era, it's something really important, and it is if God isn't God isn't only the equation of our freedom, it's a center of it. And going back to communism real quick and socialism, communism it does not match up with faith because
Jack, I just sent you the link, by the way, on via DM.
Okay. So it does not match up with faith because it serves that all our rights and freedoms come from government, not from God. The founding fathers of this great, amazing nation believe that exact opposite. They believe that we were each endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, which is put in the Declaration of Independence. And they made sure of that so government can never touch our rights. And apart from it, it's also the first step to a limited government. Going back to the first episode, we talked about how I think we talked about this, how you can have a big government, but it can be limited. And that's what our founding fathers wanted. They wanted a big government that can go and expand on every part that we needed, mail, police officers, all the stuff that was important to this country so it can run good, but it has to be limited. And what's the way of doing that? Well, by putting God in the center of our rights and at the center of what this government really means. So let's also talk about this, which is something very important. Every person and every regime or form of government is imperfect. It's never going to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way possible that by mortal means, that means, for those who don't know what by mortal means I'm signifying, it means by ways of someone that is not religious, someone that has no belief, that is an atheist, or who is religious but just doesn't want to get God and religion into government. There is no mortal means that it can be perfected. The founders concluded that the existence of human nature, natural law, and the mind, the freedom of the mind, not because we know this, not because we are part of any particular church or denomination, but because we are able as human beings to follow reasons to the first principles. And the first principles put in, if you believe in creation, were those that God is the center, God is the all-just, almighty, and that we must fear, love, and respect God. And I think that is why our founding fathers chose to make this nation Christianity, but a Christian nation. But, a quick question for the people I would like them to answer would be, what do you guys think would happen if the United States would have been an atheist country? I want Taylor to start with this one off.
Wait, what was the question? Sorry, I'm trying to help Jack.
What do you think would happen to the United States if the United States were an atheist country?
Then we wouldn't. The First Amendment. It was just like it would be strictly atheist. Like we would be taking away the First Amendment essentially, or
no, it would be atheist. So today we have this great. So Jack just came in. So we have this great nation because we are a country that is of the people, for the people, and by the people, but also because we are based off God. So what do you think would happen if this?
Okay, hey Dan, we got some people asking some really weird questions in the chat. Some guy asked, "The stream is giving off my wife has a black boyfriend vibes."
Come debate us.
No, we're good, thanks. So yeah, you're putting in timeout real quick. Sorry, but
You're banned.
yeah, you're not banned. You're in timeout. But
You said I have. You said I have Orion's spirit. I can tell you, you'll be a red pill someday.
Let's bring up
Jack. My red pill. I know I'm right.
Yeah. So let's just bring up Jack and let's go back to communism and socialism real quick. So here we go.
Hello, guys.
Hey, Jack.
What up, Jack?
I do want to start this off saying I'm not a socialist. I am pro-capitalist.
Good. Thank God.
I think you guys had a definition wrong. Socialism has nothing to do with the government. It has to do with the means of production going back to the workers and the workers owning their labor. And I mean, your guys's, examples of communism and socialism always suck because it's not real socialism. But I kind of just wanted to come and talk to fight about anything else because socialism is kind of fucking lame. No one likes socialism. It never works. Capitalism, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh? So would you say there's been an example of true socialism tried?
Probably not. I don't know. I mean, I haven't read on all the countries that have tried socialism. Most of them are kind of just fascist governments that use it as a tool to gain more power.
Would you say Cuba would be a good example of true socialism?
Or
Venezuela?
Probably the closest. I mean, they did a lot of things with prices and they took over some of the means of production that I don't really think is socialism because most of it is just giving it back to the workers and not the government taking it itself. It's probably closer to communism.
So would you say those are like more communist, Marxist countries?
Yeah, they would be probably closest to communist then, so because socialism is the in-between state between capitalism and communism.
So Jack, let's just do this real quick. I want to hit you up on that topic real quick. So you're good friends with Taylor. You may not know me. My parents actually come from Cuba. They came from Cuba as immigrants, as exiles, as millions of Cubans did.
Mm-hmm.
So communism and socialism, they all represent the same thing. They're a genocidal.
No, I mean that's no.
I mean, then just give me the example of one country in the world that has been socialist that hasn't killed more than 1,000 people while trying to get in.
Can you do that from capitalist? Can you name a capitalist society that didn't do that?
No, a socialist.
But can you name a capitalist society that didn't do that?
United States.
Did we not kill hundreds of thousands of natives?
Well, that was after we were established as a country. When we first established as a country, the only people that we killed were the British who attacked us first.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I mean, I don't believe that's true. I don't think that's true. No.
Well,
what you mean?
I would say
we were already a country before.
More than a million.
We were already a country.
What do you mean we were already a country? We came here
after we beat the British, after we beat the British, right? After we beat the British, right?
Yes.
Then the United States had formed the nation, right? Then we killed the Indians after the fact that we were already a capitalist nation.
And also, we should also, you also should notice something, which is, hey, who did the Trail of Tears? Who did that? That was Andrew Jackson, who was the first Democratic president of the United States. The most racist, socialist, communist, and I would say most horrible president the United States has had, apart from actual presidents like Joe Biden, Obama, stuff like that.
Actually, can you give me a? I really want to know, why do you think Joe Biden was such a horrible president?
I have a question. How many people did he pardon, and what was their life sentences all put together? A couple thousand years.
The people he pardoned were from the death penalty who are now still have life in prison.
Yes, but that's down to the state level. Now he pardoned them at the federal level.
Let's talk about this, Jack, real quick. Let's not talk about pardons. Let's talk about
Yeah, I know you can't talk. Never mind. I won't say it.
Let's talk about education.
Okay.
Taylor's laughing inside because he knows I'm going to share about.
Okay, sure.
So, education. When was the United States at lowest point with education?
The lowest point?
2024. What?
When was it at the lowest point?
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, from 2020 to 2024. exactly from January.
That would make sense. Our schools did shut down for a while, so I mean, it does explain some of it.
We're not talking about.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You guys don't care about COVID
because
it really fucks your shit up. You don't care about COVID, huh? You guys just don't give a shit.
We have about COVID.
Because, you guys say the economy was so bad, but you won't blame it on COVID, even though Trump's 9-10% unemployment. You guys will blame all of that on COVID. But you won't give Joe Biden his credit for recovering our economy and saving us from a recession. You guys won't.
How much is our inflation rate since COVID?
Yeah, month over month right now, it's back down to what, 2%, 3%?
What was it during COVID?
It depends on what part of COVID.
Okay, towards the end.
I think the height of it was probably 8-9%.
I don't think it was that high. I'll find the numbers, but it was not that high.
Yeah.
What's your point?
That's pushing. It's pushing it.
Let's do this.
Jack, I have a question. Wait, hold on. I have a question for Jack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack, since we live in Arizona, we live on a border state.
Well, yes.
It's a very important issue in Arizona, Texas, California.
Okay.
All those states that are bordering Mexico.
Yes.
I have a question. Do you know how many terrorist organizations have entered the United States under Joe Biden? 38.
How do you track that?
So I have a friend that's the
border.
chief of police of Yuma. We had a conversation.
That's
how many.
No, okay, that
entered
didn't
the
answer my
United
question.
States
How do you
illegally.
track that? How do you track that?
He was briefed on it, and he's not. He's a man of his word. He's not going to lie to me.
So that's just a random number. That means nothing to me.
U.S. Homeland Security.
How do they track that? If they're coming over here illegally, untracked, how do you have that information?
They catch people and then they distribute them to bigger cities, right? About how Texas ships them. So they don't have any identification. They don't process them to the system, but they track who they are. You can do that.
Do you guys know how the majority of immigrants are getting here right now?
Yes.
The asylum process, correct? They come here.
No, actually, if you go watch the documentary, Line in the Sand, it'll actually teach you.
Most of the people here come here through the asylum process right now.
So I have a question. Who's your favorite journalist?
Journalist? I don't know.
Have they? If so, have they ever been to Mexico?
I don't know. Why does that matter?
So James O'Keefe has actually been and took the journey of an illegal migrant and recorded it.
Yes,
and then investigated it, but then investigated it further.
I saw fucking Andrew Callahan do the same thing.
Yeah, let's do this, guys. Wait 1 second. I got a question.
Watching someone do that doesn't change the fact that most people here are through the asylum process, which Trump does not want to fix.
So what's the asylum process? What is the process that you have to
right now? The process is right.
Okay, so Jack, you've been muted real quick because I need to talk. This is my live stream also, and I'm the main host. Don't get mad because it's just a question. I just want you to hear me. That way you're able to hear me. Okay, I'm gonna unmute you. Just don't come out screaming. So, have you ever lived in a socialist society?
I can't say I have.
Okay. What about, have you ever visited one?
No, I can't say I have the money.
Okay. What about, have you ever read, let's see, out of my library, what's the best book I can recommend you to read? What about,
I hope you do know I am a capitalist. I do believe in, the American system.
Your ideas aren't that well defined. I got this, and it's really important. I think you should read this one.
Can you wait? Which idea is not well defined?
Your ideas of what socialism and communism really means. Okay.
Well, socialism.
It's in English. Okay.
Okay.
Read this book. It's called "The Night Will Not Be Eternal." Okay.
Okay.
It's by Oswaldo Bayat. He was a Cuban activist who was killed by the Cuban communist regime. Okay?
Yeah, I'm not defending any of Cuba.
No,
any socialism regime for that matter. I don't think any socialist country has done good things. That's what I'm saying. No socialism has really succeeded or done anything good.
Well, then why do you support so much these ideologies? Because
what ideologies have I supported?
Well, you come out to say that socialism isn't what we're saying, but what we are saying
Well,
is
I don't think
socialism.
genocide is based in socialism. I think a lot of countries that have called themselves socialists have done genocides. Don't get me wrong.
That's
But
why I'm recommending you this book.
Okay, yeah, I mean, fair enough. I think socialism is inherently just giving the workers the means of production back. I think that's pretty much all socialism really is.
But socialism is an economic and governmental form.
No,
of this system.
Socialism is just economic. It is not.
Yeah, but it's economic and governmental form.
I don't think it's governmental. I'm pretty.
Yes, it is.
Communism is. I'm pretty. Socialism is just.
The government
economic.
divides economic means between the people, so everyone's equal. So there's no classes.
No, that is
they
not
eliminate classes.
That's not what socialism is.
Yes,
that's
it is.
Communism is.
Partial of what socialism is.
That's closer to communism. Socialism has
but
nothing
it's still
to do with
part
government.
of it. The government in
Okay.
socialist states, they eliminate the classes. The government comes and distributes the means of the wealth so that everyone's equal, and there's no classes. There's no private sector. The government eliminates that.
True, there is no private. Well, I mean, you can, but
The government eliminates it.
Kind of. It's more of the workers own it now instead of a owner class, right?
Yeah.
Like
Okay, quick question, Jack. Quick question,
Yes.
please.
Uh-huh.
Have you read the
Probably
Communist Manifesto?
Yeah, in like middle school.
Read it again, please, too. Please do.
Okay.
And thank you for
Wait,
joining. We
can I
have
ask a
another
question?
guest here.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
And this is, I'll be real. This is a topic change. This is a complete 180. All right.
Okay.
So if you guys have a problem with that, have you guys read the Jack Smith indictments on January 6th?
No, not.
Yes.
And how do you feel about those?
Well, I think that they actually did a complete lie because the problem is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the problem is that on January 6th,
Mhm.
Trump called for a peaceful, okay?
So
via Twitter,
Okay.
via Twitter.
Via Twitter.
he also said it in his speech, guys. Don't forget that. He said it once in his speech.
Yeah, peaceful.
Mhm.
Peaceful. It was. I don't remember the exact.
So I'm not too worried about the riot, to be honest.
March
I'm not too worried
peacefully.
about the riot. Can we talk about? I'm not worried about the riot. Okay, we can call the riot not an insurrection if you really care. I think it was personally, but we can have that.
Hey, boys, can have fun.
How do you feel about the illegal slate of electors he tried to install?
Like, what do you mean illegal slate of electors?
The 7 false slates of electors that he tried to have Mike Pence certify instead of the state-appointed electors.
I
What?
can't comment on that one because I really don't know.
Whoa, but
I've
that's the
never-
biggest part.
I've never heard of this, and
that
I've
is
watched the news. Never heard of it.
How? That's insane to me. This is insane to me. How Republicans are so stupid when it comes to the actions
Stupid.
Trump has done.
You
This
can't
is-
even tell me you don't even know what real socialism is, and you're trying to debate me what
What's
socialism
Kamala
is.
Harris's
matters
greatest
in the United
accomplishment?
States right now?
Stupid.
You think socialism is our biggest problem when Trump is over here trying to coup the
The
government
left
and
is
remain in
advocating
power
for
illegally?
socialism.
Trump is
Have
They're
you-
literally
have
trying
you-
to
remain
change
in power. You
socialism
think
to get rid of
socialism is our problem?
corporate
We have
business.
a fascist dictator, and you guys are worried about
Fascist?
socialism.
Do you know?
Tell me what
Do you know what?
fascism is.
Do you know what?
Tell me what
Jack,
Yeah,
fascism is.
Jack.
fascist is more of like an authoritarian,
it's-
nationalistic, like
It is nationalistic, but it's
central
not
power.
authoritarian.
authoritarian. It's like sole central
Authoritarianism is a different thing than fascism.
power. Fascism has to do with
Guys,
authoritarian.
Yeah, Jack. Thank you for pointing
Oh,
down.
no, wait. I just want to talk about the electors. That's all I care
No,
about.
because the
We've
problem
never
is that we
heard of-
talked
no
about
one's
It's
even
just the
talked about
electors, man. How do you guys
One
not
second,
know
please.
about these
One second,
illegal
guys.
electors in 7 swing states?
In electors, he. So you're saying he like paid to put 7 electors in 7
Brody,
states.
please. Can 1 second, real quick.
I'd like to know where you got this information from.
Okay.
We're not
okay.
talking about. We're. I gotta mute you, Jack, because you're not gonna let. Oh, that's just amazing. I think he left, or he's getting.
No, I think he's looking up
Oh.
the information.
Okay. So I gotta mute you, Jack, because if not, you're not letting me talk. So, Jack, quick thing. First of all, we're not talking about January 6th. This didn't happen there. I thought you were gonna go on something else, but no, you went directly to January 6th.
I don't know what he's talking about. What is this I've
Yeah,
never
so
heard about this.
Give me 1 second, please. By the way, in Cuba, I'm gonna mute you. Just please don't start spurting out words. In Cuba, there cannot be a protest. Look at July 11th, 2021. The biggest protester was in Cuba. And you know how many of those, you know how many people, kids who are under 18 years old, around 15 to 17 years old right now are in Cuba, in prison, who are about to die right now in Cuba as political prisoners? And how many they've killed? Well, right now in prison, there's around 1,000 young patriots who are there supporting for freedom, okay? So you're not going to come and talk to me about that socialism just is not based on a socialist society isn't based on genocidal. What they're based is that you have to believe like them or you are not with them. And
Political persecution. If you don't agree with what they say, like the Soviet Union, if you did a protest in the Soviet Union, which is a social state, you can look up in the name, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. It was a socialist and communist, kind of a mix in between more communist, but it was a socialist economic system. And if you did a protest against the Soviet government, they would kill you or throw you in the gulag in Siberia and you'd never be seen again.
Brody, give me 1 second. Jack, so that's why I asked you if you had gone to Cuba or any communist socialist place so you can really experience what Cuba is. You want? Hey, let me show you what communism does.
Do you guys think I'm gonna sit here and defend Cuba?
No,
but it seems like you are.
I mean, sorry, I like our country. I love our constitution. I love the freedoms we have. Like that's not the point. I mean, you can sit here and you can talk about how much you hate Cuba and you hate socialism, and I probably won't disagree with most of it. But I just don't think it's this big boogeyman you guys think it is.
I think it is. I think history proves that it is.
I don't think it's nearly as much as a problem as you guys make it out to be.
So are you going to disagree with history that proves otherwise?
No, I've said it multiple times already that I think most, if not all, socialist, quote unquote, socialist countries have been pretty fucking bad.
Mr. Jack.
So why you say it's not this big of a problem when it obviously is? There's been almost 350 million people killed.
It happens in capitalism.
Yeah, but it's not as big of numbers as it is in socialism. Of course, there's going to be people killed under capitalism, but it's not as big as socialism.
You're on mute because I have to talk. I am I'm who is controlling this. I'm going to unmute you. You just don't start spurting out. And Brody, please, can you let me do this real quick?
Yeah, you can go. Yeah,
thanks, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So, Jack, why don't we look at this? This is what socialism and communism does to a country. And yes, it is the boogeyman we're talking about. And yes, it is that horrible, disgraceful society that you so much think that we are wrong on. Look at this. This is Cuba. Okay? You look, that's all over Cuba. That's one photo because it's the easiest I got out. And that's wherever you put Cuba, that's what you get. Because that is what Cuba is. Cuba is a destructed place. Cuba is a place where freedom, where rights, where everything you enjoy so gratefully and that you love so much, those AirPods you have on, that hairstyle you have, those hats you have on, that doesn't exist in a socialist country where everything is for everyone. Because that doesn't exist, okay? Get that out of your mind, okay? Because that is a fairy tale that you've been made to believe. Because that doesn't exist. What exists is this. This is reality, okay? This is reality. And I'm telling you this, and I'm so angry about what you think of socialism and communism because my parents had to suffer it, okay? My parents had to leave everything behind, everything they knew behind, to leave this and to have me here in a free country, an amazing country, a country I love and they love and respect. So this, I don't have to see this, and nor me, nor anyone, nor any of our family members has to see this because we all fled Cuba, especially my parents. They left looking for a new country, doing everything they could to look for a new country. And now you're not going to come talk to me that socialism isn't what we're thinking. Socialism, it is. You have never been to a socialist country, buddy. You've never been to a communist country.
Can I ask a question?
You said it yourself. You don't have the money to go, okay? Mm-hmm. So once you do, and if it's this still in place, I'll recommend you. Go and visit it, okay? But don't go visit to the best hotels in Cuba. Go and stay with someone in the streets. Heck, I'll send you with my grandma. Okay? I'll send you there. And so that way you can experience what socialism really is. It's not equality for everyone. It's poverty for everyone. It's a horrible life for everyone, okay? That's what I think you should do. And thank you so much for coming on. We have another guest So
Even TikTok.
does
Wait,
TikTok have
okay, wait. You
major-
just had your whole spiel. Can I have one more little spiel? One more little
No,
spiel?
you can't. No, you can't.
Come on.
No,
Don't
you
be
can't.
like this. It's freedom of speech. Come on. We love freedom
Freedom of speech
here.
is over,
Please,
okay?
just one little spiel. Just one little spiel.
Get used to living in a socialist country. A socialist country, you have
No, yeah, I know, because Trump's gonna be our president for the next 4 years, and it's all gonna be authoritarian and
Oh
dictatorship.
dang,
We're gonna be
bro.
authoritarian
Oh, come
under
on,
Trump.
bro. One.
Oh yeah, bro. Project
Yeah, he's got
2025.
it.
Yeah, we're gonna be authoritarian, guys.
Yeah. So we have someone else.
I'm
Bro,
pretty sure Trump's like the most
Patriot.
pro-capitalist
Thank you,
person I
Patriot.
think I know. And we're
Okay,
gonna be
you're bad, yeah.
authoritarian.
Thank you, Taylor. Taylor, wow, you have some friends, bro. You have some amazing friends.
Yeah.
So we have here Jurhans, I think. Am I mentioning this correctly?
Daniel, power.
yeah.
How is it a power trip, Christopher? It's because the guy was advocating for socialism and he wouldn't let Daniel talk. So
What
he's
up?
the leader.
Hey, can you put on your camera, you think, possibly?
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. What do you want to talk about, man?
He said that he put me here. So this dude is done. Bring me up. I'm communist. This is insanity. Cuba is beautiful. Have you been to Cuba?
I have, yeah.
Okay, when? Where?
I went to Havana in 2022.
Okay, where did you stay?
I stayed at like a Airbnb.
My God, bro. Yeah,
What?
that isn't true, bro. That is
It
not.
is.
Because you know what?
You guys, you can go to
You know who controls
Beijing,
Airbnb?
right? And you can stay in a beautiful house in Beijing too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why he's crashing out like that. I mean, you can
Yeah,
find
'cause you
places
can go
like
to
that.
the worst city in the
Have you
United
ever been to
States.
Detroit?
What?
Have you ever been to Detroit?
No, I haven't. Sadly, I haven't. I
Detroit's
don't think I
horrible
want.
too. There's nice parts and horrible parts. It's the same. It's how it is
No,
everywhere.
the problem is I don't care if it's beautiful, if it's horrible. But let me show you this. You know what the reality? You know what the reality is? Look, this is my grandpa. I'm gonna show you my grandpa. You know what he the other day fell down because he had some problems and he fell down in Cuba. He had he had a horrible treatment in the hospitals in Cuba. I'm gonna show you what he looks like. Okay, this isn't a fairy tale. This isn't a book. This isn't an animation made. This isn't artificial intelligence. This is real. This is reality. Look at this. Wait, give me 1 second so I can download it and you can see it. Because I want you to see it, man. I really want you to see it. So you can notice that
I've
what
seen
you're
Cuba.
talking is complete BS. So you can notice that what you think of communist countries, what you think of socialist countries like Cuba, where you've been and stayed in Airbnbs. Damn it, you know who controls Airbnbs in Cuba? The fucking regime, okay? That's who
Okay.
controls it.
The
Hey,
government.
can I ask you
Centralized
something?
government. Love
Can I
about
ask
that.
you-
That was
Yeah,
better.
go ahead. Well, I'll pull this up.
Do you think communism is the most evil ideology ever invented?
Yes,
Okay, communism is a governmental
Okay.
system like
Okay, if you
Marxism,
think
Leninism,
that-
is theory. So
If you think that, who invented communism?
Marx and
Karl
Lenin.
Marx and Frederick Engels.
Exactly.
And what was Marx?
Marx
he
was
was a Marxist.
he was a drunk. He was a person who almost killed his kids of starvation. You know why? Because he didn't want to work. That's what happened.
And you know
He was
why?
a drunk. He was a guy who had no morals, no values, who did not care anything.
You know why?
Got left by his wife because of leaving 3 of his kids to leave of starvation. So that's
know-
who Marx is.
Do you know why he had no values and no morals?
Why?
Because he's Jewish.
Karl Marx is a Jew.
Yeah.
Where does it say that at?
So Daniel, what are your thoughts on Israel?
What?
What are your thoughts on Israel?
On Israel, Israel is an amazing country. It's a God. It's the land of God. We're all Christians here who are connected.
Do you think are they our greatest ally?
No.
It can be, but we're not talking
I
about.
think they're our
Israel.
ally. They're not our greatest ally. I think a
No.
lot of our allies just use us for money sucking, but that's just
But yeah, for some reason, I don't know why these people just pass on from one thing to another. Isn't it amazing?
okay.
it wasn't.
Dan, I'd like to ask. What's your name, man?
I'm Indian.
Like what's your name? I can't see it very well. Is it?
Yeah, it's really hard to pronounce. We're sorry.
Okay. So you're a communist, right? Self-proclaimed communist.
Yeah.
Okay, what Why do you like communism? Why do you advocate for it? Why do you think it's so good?
Because like cool girls like it, so I like to like hang out with cool girls who like that stuff. Like girls who like Trump and stuff are like horse girls and stuff. So I'd rather hang out with like cool girls.
Can you give me an actual reason why you like communism?
Bro, wait, no, wait. Let me answer that real quick. Bro, so you think you like communism because of what other people think that I like.
I think it's just a joke, Dan. I think
that's
you're
what
trying
he
to
said.
get
Yeah, I know it's just a
nothing
joke,
serious.
right? I want to joke too. If he's gonna joke, I can joke too, you know. So you like communism because you like cool girls and cool girls like communism? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, where do those girls come from? They're American. Have they lived in communism? Have they lived in socialism?
They're from Cuba usually. Like on here in
And what are they
Miami.
doing here? If they love so much communism, what are you doing here if you love communism?
Yeah,
Well,
why
they're here-
not go live in Beijing? Why not go live in Tibet and China, where the Communist Party starves millions of innocent
Look,
civilians?
Guys, real quick, this is my grandpa, okay? Well, my step-grandpa. This is my step-grandpa. He fell the other day in Cuba. Look what those hospital beds look like. Look at him. Look at the conditions. Look at him. Look at it.
That's
That is
AI.
not human.
That's AI.
Of course you claim it's
That's
AI
AI.
because you don't want to face the truth that the communism, their
Yeah, I
healthcare
see you
systems
have a
are
problem.
basically garbage. You know, healthcare in the Soviet Union was basically irrelevant. It was terrible.
So is in America.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
we're a
yeah.
capitalist country, we don't have universal healthcare. That's the difference.
So it still sucks.
Okay, so go buy it yourself. Go buy better healthcare.
This is
That's the difference. In communist society, the government gives you healthcare. That's why, because the monetary means, and there's universal programs that everyone gets, so everyone's on an equal level. There's no classes. It's a classless system. The government basically divides means, and the only people left in power are the government. And no wonder.
That sounds awesome.
Huh?
So that sounds awesome.
Okay. Daniel, I think this guy is not being serious.
How is that not serious?
Look,
it sounds awesome.
Not everyone's like a Daily Wire, like show.
Okay, here's the reason why it doesn't work. Name me one country where communism has actually worked, where the people haven't been oppressed, millions of people haven't been killed. The government hasn't thrown political prisoners in for disagreeing with the Communist Party. Because it's happened everywhere. Every country, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Soviet Union.
You know why? You know why those other countries? Because they're not white. Like white.
They're not white.
Violent.
Look at this.
The Soviet
What do you
Union,
call this?
Russia is
man?
primarily white country.
That is my grandma.
That's
is my
AI.
grandpa. That is trying to go to a beach. Look at him. That's what communism does to you. So for your information, what my advice
He's like smiling and having a good time. What are you talking about?
Yeah, of course they are, because he's drunk as hell. Okay? So what you have to do is this. For your information, my advice as someone who comes from a family of exiles is, why don't you do this, bro? Why don't you go out?
He's having a good time at the beach. I'd love that.
How do you know he's at the beach?
Okay, let's
Picture
go,
of a bridge.
bro.
Everywhere's the beach in Cuba.
I'll pay.
Everywhere's the beach in Cuba.
I will pay your plane ticket to Cuba.
Okay.
But there will not be coming back. And I will tell my grandma to go pick you up with my grandpa, who can be in any moment dead. Okay, go pick you up and say, hey, let's go around Cuba. If she can pick you up because they don't have cars. Okay, so
why don't you go?
I wanted you.
Why don't you?
Because he ran away from his parents ran away from Cuba for the specific reason that communism basically.
You know what a hero would do? A hero would go back and reclaim what's theirs.
I can't
reclaim because you can't because the Communist Party.
I can't because it will kill me. Okay, because what have I done? What I have done? Going in front of embassies, going and screaming at their faces, telling them the truth that they don't want the world to know. I can't.
Everyone knows it.
Well, obviously you don't because you're arguing for it.
No, my point is everyone's been sounding the alarm on communism forever, and it's like not even a big deal anymore. It's like
yes, it is. Okay,
you
name the current communist countries in the world, and I can tell you one of them is our biggest. China, communist country. They are our biggest foreign adversary, and you can say that they're not a problem anymore.
No, I promise you guys. you guys will grow out of this phase of like
You do realize that China is
communism shit.
the biggest communist country in the world right now, and they're our biggest foreign adversary, and you can't say that's not a problem.
You know, something I just noticed. My mom noticed that he isn't smiling. He just doesn't have teeth. Okay, because you don't have teeth. You don't have nothing in communism. Okay, look at that. That's enlarged there. He doesn't have teeth.
He's
So what are you
smiling.
talking to me about?
You know, it's
I don't
very
get your
easy to
point.
take for granted that the system that we have here, because that's all you know. And I feel bad for you, man, because that's
Nah.
all you know is the system that we have here in the U.S. That's you've been, you know, that your entire life you haven't
Sucks.
seen it outside. I can understand how, you know, you take for granted the systems that we have and we think it's so bad here. But I'd like to advertise. I'd like you to go over to Beijing and start talking about the United States and how great it is. I'd like to see if you ever come back to the United States, which you probably won't because you'll be thrown in a
I probably
physical
wouldn't
labor
because I'd
camp
have
or you'd
like
be killed.
I wouldn't. There'd be like 20 Chinese girls like chasing me around, loving me, so I probably wouldn't leave.
Yeah, you'd be killed. You'd be killed by the Chinese Communist Party.
Exactly. And you know, a lot of
You know, in Hong Kong,
imagining-
whenever in
wait,
Hong Kong the Chinese Communist Party suppressed all the protesters and they
Good.
took over Hong Kong.
Good.
that's
Okay,
good.
we need to get this
Glad.
guy off. He's not. You're not even being
Why?
serious.
What? So every country needs
You're
to.
you said good that they basically suppressed and killed like 10,000 people in
I
Hong
was
Kong
glad
because
the
they
US
disagreed with the CCP.
I was glad the Black Lives Matter movement was suppressed.
Suppressed. The Black Lives Matter movement is still around, my friend.
It's not at all. They haven't
Yes,
been
it is
around for
still
like
around. The
4
Black
years.
Lives Matter movement is still around.
When's the last time they protested?
They're still a thing.
Exactly.
It just
No,
because
no,
they
they're not.
protest doesn't mean a thing. The Ku Klux
Well, here's
Klan
the
is
thing.
still around,
I'm
but they don't
sorry.
hold
One
rallies
second,
anymore.
please. Guys,
when I
one
saw
second.
protesters get beat up by cops during Black Lives Matter, I
You
loved
do
it.
realize the Ku Klux Klan is still around, but they don't hold these like their ceremonies anymore, right? The Ku Klux Klan in Zinc, Arkansas is still around, right?
You know,
Yeah.
let me
Cool
show you.
thing,
Let me
but
ask
they
you
don't
one
hold
quick
rallies.
question. Hey, let me ask you a quick question, Brody. Sorry for interrupting you.
Yeah.
Hey, can you not you, Brody, but our guest, Jurhans, can you tell me how to pronounce your name? Because I don't want to disrespect you, really, literally.
You can just call me Dur.
Jur, okay, Jur. So let's see. Can you recognize this book I have in my hand?
Karl Marx, I see that. The rest is blurry.
What about now?
And Frederick Engels, the Communist Manifesto.
Have you read it?
No, it was too long.
Too
Oh,
long.
too long. That's how long it is, bro. That's how long.
Yeah, that's like 6 inches.
6 inches. This. What is this?
Yeah,
Like a
dang,
foot.
that's a big boy.
Look, and it's about the United States. You know what's the problem with you guys that love communism? If you read, well, I can't say you read it because you said you haven't read it. It's too long. If you have read this and you love communism, it's because you didn't understand it, for God's sake.
I got a question, Dan, real quick. So, why do a lot of people in the United States, like yourself, a self-proclaimed communist, why do so many people flee from communist countries but don't flee from the United States?
Exactly. And why do you live here in the United States? I'm supposed
Why don't you flee to Cuba and China? Because they're so much better. They're so much better in communist countries. Why don't you flee there?
They're not white.
They're not white.
Yeah.
And what is that? So you have a problem with race now too?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. So you're a racist. That thank God you acknowledge that. What party do you support? Republican or Democrat?
I supported Trump.
Supporting
You
Trump?
supported Trump.
Mhm.
I have a feeling that you're lying to us because there's no way
Yeah.
you supported
No.
Trump if you're a self-proclaimed communist.
I'm a Mexican.
Your values are more in line with the left than they are the right.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a socialist. I'm like a national socialist, but
You
I
said
don't.
you're a
Same
communist.
thing. Same thing.
They're not the same thing, but they're very similar. So socialism, like I've said before, is an economic and governmental form.
I know that. I know all this. I know this.
Well, obviously you don't because you're arguing for a system that
quick question.
is corrupt and kills and
Jur,
oppresses
sorry,
people.
Brody, for interrupting you real quick, but I have a
Yeah.
really important question. Where do you live? I'm not going to attack you. Just give me the country.
Where do I live?
Yeah.
I live in New York City.
Okay, New York City.
Yeah.
So have you seen the skyscrapers that are in New York City, bro? Have
Yeah.
you? Okay. Have you seen the skyscrapers in Cuba? You can't because there is none.
I know why.
Why?
Because Cuba's not white. They don't think of those things.
Dan, please just get this guy out of here. He's just
Yeah,
being
we have
ridiculous
someone
at
else
this
here. I
point.
don't know.
Okay, I know you're not being real at this point, dude.
I
Like,
am.
no, you're not being real at this point.
Trust me,
So
you'll end up
you're a
at this point,
self-proclaimed communist and you're a self-proclaimed racist.
You'll end up. Hey, what do you think about Jewish power?
We're not talking about Jews, okay?
Jews are fine. They're
No,
just
no,
another
Brody,
group
don't
of
answer
people.
that.
I
Don't
really
answer that.
care
Don't
less.
answer that. Brody, don't answer that. Don't, okay?
What do you think of Ben Shapiro?
We're not
I
talking
don't
about
mind him. I don't.
We're not talking about any of that stuff. We're talking about socialism and communism. And if you're
Yeah,
not going to
and-
talk about that, you got 3 seconds. Are you going to keep talking about socialism and communism, or are you going to talk about Jews?
I am. I'll talk about communism.
Okay. Give me let's do this.
Okay, I got another question. How many
you know,
people were killed when Stalin starved Ukraine out during when he starved and took all of Ukraine's food away and basically cut them off from the rest of the Soviet Union and started them? How many people were killed?
Wasn't it like 250,000?
No, it was 60 million. How many people were killed in Mao's policy called the Great Leap Forward?
1 million?
Over 100 million. How many people were killed in the Russian gulags that were against Stalin's policies, basically protesters that he suppressed and killed?
I think it was like 50,000.
50 million. There have been over 200 million people that have died, and the number is still rising, and it's probably more than that. I'm probably not even taking into account the people that were killed in Tibet, not taking into account the people that were suppressed by the Soviet Communist Party. There have been millions to over I'm going to say it, over 300 million people that have died in the last 100 years due to communism that have been people that have been oppressed, the people that don't support the Communist Party, so the party attacks them. Communists, I don't understand how you could support a society that's not free. It's supposedly equal, but there's never been a communist country that is equal and supportive. It doesn't make sense.
It's almost like people who aren't from Western nations are like savages and killers and like
I
psychotic.
didn't say that. See, but a lot of the time, like you like George Bush?
No.
Okay, I don't either. But George Bush, though there's outliers, right? There's not going to be perfect people, right? George Bush, I don't support the Iraq war at all. I think they used 9/11 as a justifiable reason to go and attack Iraq just because we wanted a position in the Middle East with oil. I don't think that was justified at all. I think we've gotten in many wars that are unjustifiable, but the reason it does is it supports the government interest, not ours. People.
So what was your point?
My point is that there's going to be outliers either way.
Yeah.
That's my point. There's going to be outliers. Most of the American, you're on mute, Daniel. Most of the American people don't like communism, but you're advocating for this form of government, which has proven track record of oppressing people, killing millions of people.
Yeah.
Essentially,
like,
the worst form of government there is, and it's proven by its track record.
Quick thing, real quick. I'm gonna get back to you, Jer. Yes, give me 2 seconds. Those two people, Mr. Yoder Sagswerger, I don't know who you are. And Chris, can you please get into a private chat and identify yourself? Because I really did invite you. But yeah, sure. Jer, quick question. If I pay for your trip expenses to here in Miami, would you come?
to Miami?
Yep.
Yeah, I'd come.
Okay. And would you allow me to take you a tour through all the political prisoners? Like, for example, Ignacio Puerta. He is a political prisoner who was 29 years in prison, okay? And he's black, okay? Just in case you have problems with race. Okay, what about this one? This is Enetro Diaz Rodriguez. Another, he was 22 years in prison, okay? They're all here in Miami. I got Ernesto Ayalares, who was arrested in 1960 for being philosophically, religiously opposed to communism. Okay? Would you come and let me take a tour with you throughout all these homes, and so they can give you the story? I can translate for you if you don't understand Spanish.
No, I can speak Spanish.
Even better, so you don't have to believe anything I say.
Yeah, I mean, cash at me the money and I'll go.
No, I'm not cash apping you money.
All right. Well,
Okay. Yes, go to my Instagram and DM me. We'll stay in contact for sure.
Okay, can I say one last thing?
Yeah, sure.
I just have one. Like, I'm trying to think of how to word this. Yeah, Hitler was right.
Hitler was. Wow. Okay. I can't tell if that guy was legitimately being serious or he was. I think he was joking for most of that. It didn't seem like he was. So he's a fascist, a communist, and a racist. Okay, that's the first I think I've seen. That's yeah. That was the.
So we have someone here called Chris. Chris, can you please identify yourself?
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, Dan. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll put you down. Hello, Chris. Can you please identify yourself? Yeah, that's completely inappropriate. Okay, so what about Mr. Logswagger? What about you, sir? Hello?
Yo, hello. Can you hear me, man? What's up?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's up? What's up?
Can I get your name real quick, please?
Yeah, my name is Huey.
Huey.
Huey. Yeah.
Huey. Okay.
Huey
Huey.
P. Newton.
Okay. So can you tell us why you're up here? Because I really didn't invite you up. So just go ahead, talk out.
Yeah, I just wanted to come on and talk to the future patriots of America, you know.
Oh, thank you. Bro.
Yeah.
Chris, can you please sorry. You can keep talking. I gotta do something here.
Oh, okay, yeah. What's up with all these crazy guys, man, in your
I don't know.
chat? I think what you're doing is like oh, excuse me. I think what you're doing is really good. Like, we need another $2 trillion to Israel. You know, like, we really need that, man.
Yeah, I really don't like to comment about foreign nations, but yeah, whoever is wanting to, when we're in down times, help us out. Hey, if
Exactly.
We'll
Israel and Ukraine. We need $2 trillion to every day for the missiles.
not that much, but okay, yeah, sure. Well,
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Huey. Really, thank you for your support, man.
Well, no, wait, whoa, hold on. You got too much dip on your chip, brother. Hold on.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people in here.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask, what's your thoughts on the documentary Europa: The Last Battle?
Oh, I watched that before. I have watched that.
Oh, you watched Europa: The Last Battle? What'd you think of it, Brody?
It was definitely a little bit wild. I think some of it. I mean, it goes back to. I'm really interested in conspiracy theories. I'll talk about them, but
Yeah.
I think definitely part of it is true. I
Like,
think
what parts? What parts are true?
So the part that about how like Henry Ford like paid for like the train tracks into Auschwitz. I mean, there's like I think are definitely there's a lot of corporate interest in our government right now, but that's not communism. Capitalism itself is really good, but it only takes, if you understand what I mean, it only takes one outlier, one big, like one small player in capitalism to ruin it. It's the same thing with communism. If the government, like the central party, goes corrupt and they become oppressive, then the entire the whole theory of communism is basically done. And then it turns authoritarian, and then the people are oppressed, somewhat like North Korea. So,
what does that have to do with Henry Ford building the rails to Auschwitz?
Okay, capitalism allows
just to break it down for the audience. You know, I'm not denying what you said.
Okay, so
yeah, I also want to know because I haven't watched it. Where can you watch it so I can watch it?
You can
watch BitChute.
I can't remember. You have to go to Europa, the last battle.net, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay. Have you guys ever seen The Greatest Story Never Told too? That one's pretty good.
I haven't seen that one before. What is it?
Yeah, you should check that out, Brody. I think like it would speak to you. Like I can just tell by looking at you, man, it would speak to you.
All right. So are you a capitalist, or like what do you support?
No, I'm a capitalist. I actually voted this year was my first election I could vote, and I wrote in for Jeb Bush. I really like his policies.
I haven't heard that guy before. I mean, maybe I have. Is he? What party is he? An independent or?
He's a Republican. He's from the Bush dynasty, man. The greatest dynasty in political history.
I don't know about that, man. I really don't agree with
Hey,
that. The Bush.
Huey, I won't take you out of this of the backstage. I just got someone here. I want him to say what he's saying.
Okay, yeah. Add
I'll
him in,
talk
man.
to
More
you later,
the
man.
merrier. More the merrier.
Yeah. You won't leave. You're gonna be in backstage. I'm gonna put you up once I'm finished with this guy, but I want him to say what he's saying in my face. Okay.
Okay.
I'll talk to you.
Okay.
What's your name, by the way?
No, Huey.
Huey P. Newton. That's my name.
Okay, Huey.
Okay.
Okay,
All
perfect.
right.
Okay. So let's bring up Chris. Chris, if you mind, put on your camera because it's pretty inappropriate. But yeah, can you unmute yourself real quick, please? Because I saw you put a lot of videos in here. I don't know what they're about, and I don't want to put them in it.
Hello?
Hello, can you put on your camera because it's a bit inappropriate, you know?
I'm sorry, I don't have a camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just have to deal with it, I guess.
Okay, yeah. So would you like to say what you told me in the private chat in my face, please? So that way I can have it on camera.
What I said?
On the private chat?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Brody, so I'm not lying. Go into the private chat real quick so you can see.
Mm-hmm. Let me go check real quick here.
Don't read it out loud because it's a lot.
You can read it out loud.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm screenshotting that right now.
Alright.
Too busy. Hey Chris, what's your last name?
It's not your business.
What?
It's not your business.
Not my business. Okay, I imagine. Where do you live here in the United States?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Chris. Hey, why don't we stay in contact for sure? What's your Instagram? Your handle?
I
Or
don't use Instagram.
You don't have? What about I don't know, Facebook?
Nah.
No. What do you have?
Not really use social media.
Okay, YouTube. I imagine you do have.
Yeah.
And would you mind explaining me what all these videos you put it up here, which I'm not gonna add because I don't know if they're appropriate or not. What they are?
It's mostly some footage from like Cuba and stuff.
Great.
Okay, yeah. Get this guy out of here. Okay.
Well, this Andrea, not so brave now, Chris. Yeah. So yeah, Andrea. Yeah, he was.
Hey, Michael, would you like to see our private chats that he sent?
Yeah.
I bet you'll really change your mind.
Yeah, I think that would change your mind a lot, and for sure that is going to places I'm not going to say out loud. So
You have the FBI
you can
involved?
acknowledge that, but yeah, those are going to places real important. Okay.
Alright.
Okay, Chris. Thank you for joining. Thank you for not showing your face and or your name, but I'll get behind you. Don't worry.
Have a great day.
Wait,
We'll be in contact later.
Before you leave, did you by any chance put any comments into the chat?
Don't worry, I'll figure out if he did.
Nah.
No, you didn't. I'll find it. Don't worry.
Alright, sounds good.
Bye. In your band.
Alright.
Okay. Yeah. So that was pretty fun.
That was what the hell?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm guessing he was a troll, but that was
So, Huey, we'll bring you up after this guy. Don't worry. We'll bring you up because you're a good guy. But up to Brimstone. Let's see. Hey, man, how you doing? Can you please identify yourself? Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
Good.
Not
What's your
bad,
name?
not bad.
So we can call you instead of saying up to Brimstone.
Like what to call me? You can.
Your name? I imagine
My name's Chapin.
Chaplain. Okay.
Chapin. CHAPIN. There's no like L.
Okay, Chapin. Okay. Why are you up here? Because I really didn't.
What would you like to talk about?
Yeah.
I'm up here because when you guys were talking about like the communist and socialist thing, there's like, you know how like most of the communists that you're seeing like America are like gay.
It's
Well, not
like-
all gay, but yeah, sure. Okay, go ahead.
Look at that as a
I
whole.
know, but like the large amount of like the people that like believe that in like the Western
Mhm.
countries are like, you know, like just like I don't know. I'm trying to say this without sounding like really offensive, but like fat obese lesbians, dyed
Well,
hair.
I think that we shouldn't be calling out insults to people, even though they're not the same form of thinking as us. But yeah, a lot of people may think that that ideology represents us. It represents them, even though gays, for example, Che Guevara, were people who should have been killed immediately. So it has nothing to do like that. But yeah, thank you for coming up. Really.
So, real quick, what are your? Are you like a capitalist?
I'm a capitalist.
Okay. Same. Do you are you against like communism, like socialism, Marxism, stuff like that?
Yeah, those systems are just like. I mean, like I could see like how people would think they're good because they have like good ideas, but like in practice, they all like fail.
You see how like their track record is kind of very
Yeah.
shitty? They've killed over 300 million people in the last 100 years within communism. It's
Yeah.
proven to not work. There's capitalist countries like the United States, capitalist over 200 years old, proven track record that it's probably going to work. Good example, United States. So, well, thank you for coming on, man. It's good to have you on the show.
Yeah.
Go follow our channels. And thank you.
Thanks, man.
Yep. Have a good day.
Bye. Okay, Huey, you're back.
Hey, what's up? What's up, man?
Good.
up?
I hope you
I
did
just
read
wanted
the
to.
private chat too, right?
Oh wait, sorry. Wait, what'd you say?
The
sorry.
private chat. Have you got a chance to look at it?
Oh no, I haven't seen that. What's wrong with it?
Yeah. Just
The
don't
Chris guy.
just go out. The Chris guy. But yeah. So want to talk about
I wanted to say something about communism and socialism, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, so communism and socialism is bad because, I mean, that's what Adolf Hitler was, right? And he's like the worst guy to ever live. Like,
He was
do
actually
you know how evil?
but-
Do you know how evil Adolf Hitler was? He had programs set up so white couples could help pay for their houses and like start families. And like that's the worst thing ever because we don't need more white people. We need diversity. That's our strength, right? Diversity is our strength, right, guys?
Yeah. Hey, well, you'll stay right there.
I got a question.
What's up, Brody? What's up, Brody?
What do you mean about diversity? Like, are you trying to like race bait us or something like that?
No, I'm being genuine. Diversity is our strength. That's what we believe, right? Like you look at like Daily Wire, it's like they have like a trans woman, they have a based black guy, Ben Shapiro is Jewish, like it's our strength, right? You don't need like cultural roots or anything. Like we're all human, man. We just come together, right, Brody?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Where did Daniel go?
And like we should just judge people off their character, not their skin, right?
Mm-hmm. But what they can do, what they bring to the table.
Yeah. Like when Muslims come to England, they raise like the rape rates, and that's like trad, right?
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. No, it's like trad. It's like based, right?
Yeah, hold on, give me a sec. Daniel accidentally got kicked out, so I'm trying to see if I
Oh
can.
shit! Yeah. Get my homie back in. Get my homie Daniel.
I didn't get kicked out.
Or like when
Dude, he's back.
or like when like Indians, a lot of people are mad at Elon Musk right now for this H-1B visa thing, right? Have you heard about this, Birdie?
I feel like I have. I can't remember off the top of my head. Just give me.
Are you in the loop? Or how old are you, Brody? Are you in school?
16, yeah.
Okay, yeah. You got a fresh start. You're a young white man, and I think what you need to do is you need to marry a black, because diversity is our strength, right?
I mean, whoever comes.
Yeah. But you see these H-1B visas that Elon Musk, everybody's mad at him, but it's actually pretty fucking based, isn't it, man? Because like, an Indian could be the next Einstein, right?
Yeah, I think it's whoever, it's not about the skin color. It's about
Yeah.
who you are,
Yeah.
so much like what you can do. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew, but Delta Airlines made a claim that they're going to hire 40% more black pilots. And this is not about race. It's so much about I want a pilot that's going to fly my plane and not crash so
Exactly.
much. I want a pilot who's going to land safely, like do his job. I don't care.
So
I just want a good pilot. I don't care what race they are.
So, like, statistically, do you think like white pilots are more capable of that than any other race of pilot? Because that's like kind of what you're implying.
What Brody's trying to say, I believe the same thing.
No, I get what he's saying, but that's it kind of just goes hand in hand with that.
No, what he's saying is that whoever's gonna fly, that's black, Indian, whatever, Asian, native, whatever it is, they just have to be good at it and make sure we don't die. I don't care if it's white, because how many people have been flying planes, maybe they're white or black. They crashed the plane, but maybe they didn't. And I've been on planes with black pilots or whatever they are. Nothing's a problem. I just want them to make sure that I go safely from.
Yeah, we love our black pilots, right?
What?
We love our black pilots. We love our black pilots.
That's what I'm going to say. That's the same thing with police officers, firemen, firefighters, whatever it is, EMS. We love what they do and we respect what they do. It's not an easy job, but hey, whatever they do, and if they do it good, I'm all in, hands in. What else was before my camera fell down?
I was just talking. I was talking about Indians and the H-1B visas, and me and Brody were discussing this as two white men. We really need Indians over here to make Google Play Store app games, right? You guys agree?
I mean, sure.
Like Candy Crush. Have you guys ever played Candy Crush? It's pretty good.
So.
Yeah. Like, we really need Indians over here to make more Google Play Store games. Like, it could be the next Einstein making that Google Play Store game.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be an Indian specifically. It can be an American, it can be a black, it can be
anyone who has the qualification for the job.
Yeah.
So like a Cuban. You're Cuban, right? Like a Cuban could be the next Nikola Tesla, right?
Yeah, I'm American, but Michael Lever.
Why do you have Cuban flags behind you if you're American?
Because I'm American. I swear.
It's kind of a contradiction.
I swear allegiance to my flag, which is the American one. I also love my account.
Anyways, Brody, Europe of the Last Battle. That's like a neo-Nazi documentary, and there's like a recording of your face saying you agreed with it. So have a good life with that, man. Hail Hitler.
Oh, okay.
Didn't say I agreed with it. I just said I watched it.
Yeah,
two different things. I can read the Communist Manifesto. Doesn't mean I agree with it.
So Michael Lever,
this is posted on the internet. I don't care. I didn't say I agreed with it. I said I watched it before.
Yeah.
Let's not neo-Nazi.
Michael Lever. If you want, I'm gonna put the link into the chat. Just hop on, bro, because you have really interesting ideas. Fighter power.
That's funny.
What?
Yeah, that's a neo-Nazi.
Yeah,
that's funny, honestly. I don't care. Post my recording all over there. I can give a shit.
Fighter power. We're going to get a real quick stop, and I'm gonna get you on, okay? Because I need to do something real quick.
Also, I have a question.
Okay, we are back. So fighter power. Let's get you on.
No, J3TL. I don't know how to say it. I'm not worried about it. I'm just saying it's like. Honestly, the guy seemed kind of decent until he said Hail Hitler and said that I agreed with the neo-Nazi thing, even though I just said I've watched it before.
Yeah, no, those fascist scumbags, man. I can't. Man, I can't stand them.
Well, the thing is, it's like if you read the Communist Manifesto, does that mean you're communist? No.
No, not necessarily. A good analogy for reading the Communist Manifesto is reading the Communist Manifesto and not understanding it means you're a communist, but understanding it means you're a capitalist. Because if you understand, what Angels and Marx said in this thing, you might as well not like it, because it's not what we in society in America are used to, because it's not real. And especially me coming from parents who come from another country, and also I don't know what his name was. The guy who said Heil Hitler. I don't remember his name.
I don't know. I thought he was a
They were
decent
all
guy.
like neo-Nazis,
Yeah,
right?
he said something cool, really important. You see, he said that I saw him in the chat saying the same thing, and a few other people. He said I have this Cuban flag. I have a few of them because they were actually gifts from friend of ours who are Cuban. I have them in my office. I also have the American flag. It's actually right there behind the camera. I just can't show it because it's been flown over the over the Capitol. It's right there over my light switches. I can see it from here. But I actually have it. But I swear my allegiance to the American flag because I'm American.
Yeah.
Okay.
That means a lot. Being like a Latinx trans man as myself, that really like speaks to me on a really deep level.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So can we get your name, Fighter Powder?
Oh, I can't share that. I'm not trying to. I have like a lot of ops, if you didn't know, especially from all those like Hitler fucking Third Reich dudes over there. They were trying to like kill me, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, you get a legal support on that one, but I have a Yarbrew. Before I put him on, hey, Fighter Powder, you have anything else you want to say, or just say hi?
Nothing to add. I just want to show my appreciation for you, like young patriots and stuff. Like it's really moving,
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Well, thank you, Fighter Powder.
Yeah, no problem, dude.
Thanks. Well,
I think that guy was definitely playing around with us. He did not seem legit.
Yeah, definitely not. That trans stuff.
I have a feeling him and the other three guys were definitely together. Like,
yeah, for sure.
They had to.
This Michael Lever, I would like him to come on.
The thing is, that's the problem. They don't want to actually have a conversation with us. They just want to rant in the comments.
They need to connect their mic. Okay, Jennifer M. If you want to come on Fighter Power, I'm gonna.
A lot of it's weird. A lot of people like want to say that like I'm losing a debate in the comments. See, the thing is, commenting is a debate. It's actually very one-sided towards the people that are arguing against you, because you can't have dialogue. It's just typing.
Yeah, Jennifer M. I need you to connect your saying mic cam before I can add you to the stream. So you have to connect your microphone or camera before you get in there. While you do, I'm gonna read this comment right here. Okay, Jennifer M. There we go. Jennifer, do we call you by Jennifer, or is that just your name?
Yeah, call me that.
Okay. Okay. Can you just tell us why you're here, really? Because there are a lot of people jumping on.
Well, I mean, I was going to talk about what you were talking about earlier, but you don't seem that interested in that anymore. You kind of went off the rails.
Well, we'll talk about communism still. I'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I can talk about that 24/7, bro.
Well, I also want to talk about why slavery was good and.
Okay. Really? Okay.
Bro, Jennifer. Okay, give me one reason why slavery was good.
Well, I mean, it's free.
You're
work.
racist?
No, not really. Well, sometimes, but
what?
Listen.
Okay. Yeah, let's get rid of this guy. Okay.
Yeah. Andrea. Oh yeah. Andrea. Hi. How are you? Yeah. Just stay up to Brimstone, bro. Please don't throw offenses before I kick you out. Those are friends of ours, so better check it twice. Michael Lever, why don't you hop on? Really, I want to talk to you. And
no, he doesn't want to talk to us because he knows he's going to get actually destroyed. This guy is. I've seen all of his comments. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Michael Lever, I'm going to put that link into you. Please, no one else jump on.
Yeah,
get in here.
Well, because that's how it works.
Yeah. We're gonna do a quick stop. I can't say commercial because we have no sponsors. We'll be looking into that next week. And we're gonna be right back. What did you say? 1 minute. Okay. while we put this up, yes, hope you will jump on. Okay, thanks. Brody, you're up. Brody. Hey, I'm gonna be right back. You stay up here. I'm gonna see if I can get you into administrator.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys.
We're not done yet. Yeah, we're waiting for Michael Lovers. I don't know if it's a she or her. He. I'm gonna call him right now. Said that gonna be up in 1 minute. So I'm gonna be right back. So I'm gonna leave you up with fighter powder. I think that. Yeah. I know that face. Okay.
Okay. Hello, fighter powder.
Hey, man, what's up?
Not much. Just waiting for his name to get back.
I got a question.
Yeah, what's up?
What about communism, like, inherently makes you guys hate it so much?
Okay, so in communism, what inherently makes me hate it is, in theory, communism supposedly works right because everything's equal. I don't really like that because I think you should be able to strive to better yourself and better your economic means by hard work. That's what capitalism essentially promotes. Is you don't do any work, of course you're going to be at the bottom of the totem pole. But if you work and you do the right things, you follow the Constitution, you will be better in your life. That's the American dream essentially. In communism, you can work as hard as you want, but you're in the same spot your entire life. You don't the central government. Let's take the CCP for example. Say you live in China and say you make $1 million. What was that?
Oh, sorry. That was a little accident, a little spillage. Continue.
Okay, that was kind of weird.
Yeah, no, sorry. Complete accident. Continue. No, nothing to add?
Hold on, give me a sec here. We'll get back.
Okay, and I'm back. What has happened?
Oh, fuck you, faggot.
Oh. Okay. Brody, hello. We're gonna do a commercial stop real quick. Be right back because Brody's not here. I don't know what happened. He'll explain later. Okay, Brody, tell me about what happened because he left and said F faggot. So, hello.
I'm back.
Okay, what happened because he said he left and said F faggot, something like that.
Yeah, that guy. Don't let him back in. Just
yeah, you should have told me. You should have hollered at me.
Well, they couldn't hear you, but actually, I could have messaged you, but
so. Yeah.
Yeah, let's. I actually have a good guy that if he's still online, we could probably have him come in. I think. Hold on.
Is he good for debate? Or?
Yeah. Yes. He agrees with me. His name's Isaac.
Oh, okay. Well, if he agrees with us, I don't think there's like a lot of.
Well, I think it's good to have discussion. Okay.
Stop raving. Fighter powder.
Get that guy out of here. He's just been causing problems. He's the guy that was
real quick.
just
No,
get him out
you're
of
a
here.
respectful guy. Be a man.
Hey, Isaac will be on in 10 to 20 minutes.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Michael Lever, you said 1 minute, and it's been almost 53. It's 59.
He's not going to want to come on. He's just going to want to rage bait in the comments, just like he's been doing it.
Yeah, I would love for him to come on, bro.
I would too.
That would have been amazing. But yeah, so anyone else want to hop on? Free fighter powder. Oh my God. Yellow flag, want to hop on? Say why you think he should be free? Well, he is free. There's freedoms, rights. Yellow flag, want to hop on real quick? Fighter powder saved my life as a kid. Wow. What an amazing story.
Congrats. You did one right thing.
Yeah, at least. You did something for someone. Yellow flag, want to hop on? Or tap water addict, I think.
I probably wouldn't have those people on, Daniel. These guys are probably just trolls.
Yeah. Well, let's go to our next topic because I think there was something we left out, you know?
What was the other one?
So we covered we haven't covered the Mike Johnson re-election. And nor the southern border open, so
southern border, I think the number one reason why the left would like the southern border open is they know they don't have enough support, as obviously saw the Trump on the election. So they want to do this is they're really protesting for undocumented voting. So you don't have to have a voter ID. You don't have to have any sort of identification to vote. They're pushing for this in the open border. They can go in correlation. So when it comes to election time, you have millions of people that aren't registered can just walk in, vote. They're going to vote for Kamala or the Democrat Party because they let them in the country illegally. They don't see the other part on how they're causing problems. They're going to vote for them just because they let them in the country. They go hand in hand correlation.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's nothing more to say on that. You know, the southern border is something that's very important. It's like I always say, it's like hiring someone to protect you, and they're not protecting you, and they're letting everyone come in through every part of the fence that is open of your house. Yeah. So, oh, look who came in, Michael Lever. That's really fun.
Let's see.
Give me 1 second so I can change my camera because I got it up again. Okay, good. There we go. Okay, let's bring you up, Michael Lever. How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
How are y'all?
How do we call you? Michael Lever, like that? Is that good? Michael's good for you?
Yeah, Michael.
All right. So
you were saying something like blacks can fly planes, don't be racist, we need more non-whites. What do you think about that, bro?
Yeah, I just think that white people are very disingenuous. They're liars, they're deceivers, they're colonizers, invaders. I think that non-whites, such as browns, blacks, Latinx, all that, they are much better in character.
So, are you familiar with a man named Mansa Musa?
No, I'm not.
Okay, Mansa Musa was the richest person ever in history, was the king of Mali. He conquered lands. He was a black guy, conquered lands, and most of his wealth came from gold and taking over colonies and taking over their gold in Africa. How would you say that when there's been multiple examples? This isn't just black people. This is going against your argument that white people are just colonizers. And how could you go against that?
Yeah.
Well, he was a great king. He led his people.
How could you say that? Okay, how can you say that when you don't even know who he was?
Well, he was a great man. I knew him personally.
No, you said you didn't know who he was, so how could you say that?
What was his? Sorry, what was his name again?
Mansa Musa. You can even go look him up on Google.
Yeah. I knew him. Mansa Musa. He led the Mali or whatever. Yeah, I know him.
Okay, what country did he lead? What empire did he lead?
Something in Africa. Forget
Okay,
what
what was
kingdom.
it?
It was an ancient kingdom.
Okay, if you knew him exactly, it's a part of a current country right now.
The
What is?
specifics don't matter. What matters is that Whitey is the devil, and the browns and blacks are going to inherit the earth, and the Jews are going to rule them.
Okay. Dan, I think it's probably time to get this guy out of here. He's just spewing a bunch of bull. So
Yeah.
No! Don't kick me off. Don't kick me
no,
off.
you're fine. Have a good day, man.
No, let's leave him. Let's leave him.
We need to talk about Jewish power in America and the Western world.
Jewish
No, we're
power
not.
in America, right?
Let's talk about something else. Why don't we talk about?
Were you a communist?
Good question.
No, I'm a national socialist.
Okay. So what do you support? And is a national socialist? What do you support?
I support race and nation.
Okay, where do you live, real quick?
I don't know. I couldn't think of anything funny to say.
No, like the country, bro. Where do you live, country?
Haiti.
No, you don't.
Yeah, dude.
By the sound of
Oh,
what
hey, what's the capital city of Haiti if you live in Haiti?
Yeah.
Niggersville.
Okay, get this guy. Okay,
Fuck
Dan,
niggers! Fuck niggers! Fuck niggers!
I'm pretty sure it's Port-au-Prince, but
Well, yeah, it's Port-au-Prince.
Port-au-Prince, yeah.
Yeah, Port-au-Prince. What about your friend Brody coming up?
He said like 20 minutes, but yeah. We need to like make sure we're letting people on that are actually good because like there's like 4 people in a row that were just trolling.
Yeah. Let's do this. Tap water, you're on the same. I'm pretty sure it's their same accounts is replicated.
I guarantee there are him and yeah, there's like 4 people in here that are just
TJ fighter power Drew. Yeah. Okay, you're out too. Can I get a birthday shout out? Yellow flag. No, I don't think so.
hey, the live stream has ended.
No, it is not. Over here it hasn't. Who said that?
Well, I was watching it on my other account. It says the live stream has ended.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, Michael Lever, you also out.
Okay.
Instagram disconnects the stream. They currently disconnect stream after 1 hour. Most users, if want to stream on Instagram, remove the destination. Okay, yeah. So your Instagram was for some reason said that it was disconnected. It's disconnecting after 1 hour.
Okay, don't know why.
Mine's still good, so yeah.
Let's go to 145 and then probably it. That's probably because my mom wanted me to get off anyway. So
Yeah, okay. So, well, guys, it has been the second episode of Patriot Talk Show. It's been something really interesting,
Yeah.
And it's been a good number one Daniel Ferrer fan. Hey, so there's someone in here. Oh, okay. A lot of people connecting now. Hey, why don't you chat me into private chat? Text me there, and that way I can see, because making a bit of fun, I think. Yeah, looks like. Hey, hi. Yeah, just tell me your name, what you're really doing. So that way I can leave you on. This looks like it's gonna get interesting again. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Yeah. As long as you put on your camera, because I'm not gonna put it on that save camera of me with. Okay, good. Okay. Let's bring this guy up. He wants to talk about Cuba. Hello. Okay. Yeah. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you put on your camera, please?
No thanks.
Okay. Bye. Yeah, that's for sure.
troll.
Troll. Who is that guy there? J7 7J16. Can you please identify yourself in private chat? That way I can know who you are. You have a Confederate flag by what I see. An HDFI. My name is Christian. Okay. What would you like to talk about? J7 or Christian, better said. HDFI. Hello.
There we go.
Yep. You're up. Kicked. And what about Maniac? J76, or Christian, better said. Can you tell us real quick what you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the hit 1994 game Doom 2. See right here, I got this arch file right here, and this Revenant. This is my favorite thing. I'm very autistic about this game. I love it.
What?
Okay. Maniac.
Alright.
I hope you're not a maniac. So, please, can you unmute and tell us who you are? It's gonna be fun. Hello. My God, Maniac. Hello.
Fuck niggers.
Okay, that's him again, bro. Ben.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
you're out. Okay. Well, we're gonna stop this here because now we're gonna be 2 hours here talking. But yeah, I'm gonna take again a quick screenshot of this. It's gonna be nice. But hey, it was an amazing 1 hour and 47 minutes of Patriot Talk Show episode 2. We can't say anything else.
Alrighty. Well, God bless. Take care, all, and God bless America. Peace out, everybody.
Amen. Here we go.